You can do that. Yeah, that's fantastic.
There it goes. Nice.
Good. Hello and welcome to Jimmy's World. My name is Jimmy and this is my world and now you are in it. Thank you so very much. The 310, it was stuck in a barn for the last 38 years until I found it, and for some crazy reason you guys talked me into restoring it and getting it back in the air, so thank you. The issue we're having today is the control cables. Whenever you push the throttle and the prop and the mixture. The old ones were a crazy ancient system where they had like a cable that ran through a conduit and went around and around like this, and trying to put them back in there, I may have accidentally on purpose not destroyed one of them trying to get it in there. So now we got to figure out how to replace it with something. However, they don't make the parts for this airplane. So that's the journey we're on today, is trying to figure out a solution for the control cables and parts that are not made anymore. We may need to bring in backup. I've done a lot of research into how I can get parts for this old airplane that are not made anymore. Because it's a certified airplane, I even looked into changing it to an experimental. Well, that's a whole different can of worms, because when you do that, all kinds of stuff changes, and then it's a nightmare and paperwork and all that kind of thing. Well, aha! I did find something called owner-produced parts. I went on the interwebs. Here's an article by none other than the legendary Mike Bush. Not the NASCAR driver Mike Bush, the other guy. And it talks about how, back in the day they made some changes to some circulatory something or others, and FAA and the OEM and PMA, and how mechanics are allowed to do things and owners are allowed to do things, but they're not allowed to do the same things or something like that. I just wish there was somebody that could explain this to me. Turn with me, if you brought your book afar, to chapter 21, subpart A, verse 9, and we'll pick it up here under replacement of modification articles. If a person knows, or should know, you better know that a replacement or modification article is reasonably likely to be installed on a type certificated airplane. That person may not produce, let me tell you now, it may not produce that article unless, here comes freedom, are you ready? Produced under an FAA production approval. We'll skip down to number 5, produced by an owner. Woo, there it is. Or operator for maintaining or altering that owner or operator's product. Now I tell you, let me simplify it for you, brother. If you own or operate your certified airplane and you gotta make a part because it's just not available, go ahead. And make sure though, you gotta follow the rules now. You gotta make sure a person may not sell or represent an article as suitable for installation on another aircraft certification. So you can make it and put it on your own airplane, assuming you do it right, by the book, but you can't sell it now. No, you can't sell it. We're gonna move on back to the New Testament in the book of Acts, Advisory Circular, number 2327, and I quote, "This act provides guidance for substantiating parts or material substitutions to maintain the safety of old," woo, yeah, that's old, "or out of production GA aircraft," that's right, "where the parts or materials are either difficult or impossible to obtain. Is that made out of unobtainium? That comes from the third level of you know where. And it goes on under number 2. This AC applies to small aircraft, type certificated before, now listen closely, January 1, 1980. So that excludes me. That have a maximum certificated weight of 12,500 pounds or less, fixed wing, unpressurized, reciprocating engine. Right here. This makes it, boys. This is it. It goes on to say at number 5, the background today. Vintage aircraft need safety enhancing upgrades and modifications to maintain the continued airworthiness of the aircraft. These same vintage aircraft often have little of the required data needed to get an FAA approval of such modifications. This lack of data makes it difficult for owners to substantiate modifications they may want to do. Many vintage aircraft no longer have factory support. You've been kicked out and ostracized. An approved duplicate replacement part or the data describing the original part of form, fit, and function are difficult or no longer exist altogether. What's a man to do? Sometimes, here we go now. The owner must substitute a part that has no prior FAA approval. Say what? The suitable substitution is what's the function of the original part? Is there current standards for that part? Does it meet the form, fit, and function of that part? Come on now. They may be minor repairs or alterations, and as such can be documented by simply, come on now, by simply a log book entry. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Can I get a clear prop? Woo! Yeah! That's weird. We found not just one, but 2 310 experts. One guy lives all the way out in California, Bill, with, I think it's Flying Dog Ranch or something like that. Really wicked smart guy. There's another guy here, right here in Florida, about 30-minute flight from here. He has spent 43 years working as an AMP-IA, and he specializes in 310s. I talked to him on the old phone, and he said he's gonna come help us get some of this stuff figured out and straightened out, since we're trying to put a puzzle together with no instructions. And we've got a lot of extra parts left over. And on an airplane, that's not a good thing. Let's go give him a call and see when we can get him down here and when we can go up there to see his shop. That's going to be a huge help. And thank you to everyone who puts a comment that tells us about their tips and tricks and things, especially working on an old 310 that has really poor documentation, even in the service manuals and all that stuff. There's a lot of quirks about this airplane, and it's, what, 70-something years old? So there's only a couple of these things even flying now. Thank you to everyone who puts in a comment about how to do something on this airplane, because yeah, we need all the help we can get. So I thank you for that. Time to bring in the professionals and the experts on these airplanes. All right, let's go. How this thing works is it had a flex cable that went in here all the way out, came out, went into this thing, and bolted at the end right here with this bolt. And it was inadequate at best, even at its best point. We took them out when we took the wings off. It was a pain in the butt to get them out. And everybody, you know, on all the comments, well, why didn't you take a string and pull it back and all that stuff to tie it off? We didn't think this plane was ever going to go back together. Hindsight being 2020, well, no, 2020 was a crazy year. So hindsight being 2022, yeah, we should have done that. However, here we are. We tried to get the cable back in and through, however, it's crazy tight fit and the function of it and everything is just not all that great anyway. We did find, however, yes, we can have these cables made. And yes, it is 100% legal according to the FAA guidelines. So we're gonna get these cables made. We gotta measure how far it is from one point to the other, because the surprise that we ran into, the cables were all broken inside. They got cut, some of them got cut, some of them just got ripped in half, whatever, whenever it was getting taken apart. So now we gotta go through and use some weed whacker line to fish through, stretch it, get our measurement, and then send that over to the place that's gonna make them. So this one will route inside here. It goes in this direction here, down in there. Then this is the end that goes on it like that. And then the cable, whenever you turn it from inside there, it pushes or pulls it, connects to the governor in this case, and faster, slower, that type of thing. Pretty simple and straightforward. Really nasty, because the black grease that's in this is, I think it's one step from turning back into a dinosaur. It's crazy. Well, Grizzly, ready to start measuring 8 cables.
Let's do it.
8 cables. All right. Look at that. Grizzly is putting on gloves. All the time when I was working at shops and I had my own shop, everybody would give me a hard time about wearing gloves all the time. And then at the end of the day, whenever it was time to clean up, I would just pull the gloves off, go over and wash my hands with like regular hand soap, and be like, all right, gotta see you later. And they're scrubbing for half an hour trying to get your hands all clean and all that.
If only we could get some grizzly sized.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. He is going to try to feed it that way, and it routes in this conduit thing.
I'm gonna hold it. Hang the spot.
Okay. Yeah, and this is the problem that we're gonna run into, is we can get it in so far and then it hits something and binds up. So then we're gonna have to like twist it and maybe try to go from the other way out and all. That's gonna be the whole quest. Here, hold on. Hit it, do it again. Oh. It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Hang on.
Hanging.
All right, now go. Ha ha! Woohoo! Now this, what is that? The governor?
No.
Idle cutoff right there?
Yep.
The fuel? Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be this one. You see? So when we go full rich, that pulls on that cable, which will pull on the lever out there, which will then open it up. And now we got to make sure which way we have it set out there and which way we have it set in here so we can get the right measurement. Do you have it on
full rich right now?
You're on full rich?
Roger that.
Okay, so I'm going to go full rich. We've got it going to the eyelet right here. Set there. Okay, that's the eyelet there. Now, Grizzly, on your side out there, we need to mark it. All right, so Silas, come on out here. Right here you'll see it has an R and an L, rich, lean. So when we pull on it, it connects like that. And then whenever we go to lean to pull it back to cut the fuel off, it will go like that. We'll do that. And then that. We'll get a Sharpie marker, make our line right there. Good?
Yeah.
All right, here, go ahead and pull that out. Let's get our tape measure and measure our first cable.
That was way easier than when it was with the control cables.
Oh yeah. Yep. I have exactly.
Hold on. There we go.
You good?
Yep.
Okay. Exactly 116 inches. So let's write that down. Now that we got that, that goes from this point right here all the way to the other point. So we have to subtract the distance between the threads on this and this point right here, which in our case is going to be 1 inch right here. And that's on both sides. We'll double check the other side, but it should be on both sides. So what I will tell the guy is it's going to be from eyelet to eyelet, since he has the other ends of the cables already. That way he can subtract. I think it's going to be 1 inch, but I'll let him subtract whatever those eyelets are to the threads, because that's the cable length is what he needs to know. So that's minus that. So we'll do a total length is what we're going to be measuring. And he has a couple of these, so he can measure where these how deep these eyelets are too. Well, there's one.
All right.
1 down, 7 more to go. Exciting stuff. Honestly, I'm surprised this is going as smoothly as it is.
Why did you have to say something?
I may have just jinxed this. Hey, there's an ashtray.
We'll have to send you home.
Oh, look at that. There's a cigarette butt in there. Somebody done been smoking in an airplane. Now these are called cigar. Oh, that's a vent. There's wherever the thing is, and that I think too is called a cigar ashtray or something like that. Cigar lighter. 130 exactly.
Sweet.
Wow. That's pretty cool. Right there. That's totally full feathered. Everything is off. And we say, all right. Mixture up. Crack the throttle. Okay, I got that backwards. We go prop full up, mix full up, crack the throttle. Can I get a clear prop? Ready for takeoff? That's gonna happen one day. Eventually. It's gonna sound just like that. And that's probably for real the noises I'm gonna make. Like that.
I'm excited for the day that this fires up and you go to take off, because the smile on your face will be worth all of this awesome.
You know, I honestly think that I will not be smiling on the first flight. I will be scared out of my wits, and I will be so, you know, like when you get in the zone and you can feel and sense every tiny minute detail of everything, and you get just total vision goes boom. I'll be listening to every piston spark, every little vibration, every little noise, all these gauges. Yeah, I don't think it's not going to be a relaxing flight. It's probably going to be an unbelievably stressful flight. Give us a thumbs up if you like this airplane getting going here and just getting this thing back in the air. Throw us a comment in the section down below to tell us what we should do with the airplane once we get it done. You know, how we can serve the airplane community, whether it's you know, some sort of medical flights or the pet rescue thing, I don't know, humanitarian flights of some sort like that. We need to find a job for this airplane to do once we get it done. Put in the comment section below what you think that should be. And let us know if there's any veteran military specific ones out there, because that's a lot of our hearts and our life is that part of things with the military. So let us know in the comments what you think we should do with this airplane once it gets back in the air. Back to the action. He's pushing that in like 1/2 inch at a time, and this cable is about 14 feet long. Oh, I hear it inside here somewhere. Yeah, it's like right here. Oh yeah, that's true. We're funny guys. These guys with their jokes. Ow, and there goes the straw. It's like it's clogged or backflowing, so I think you're right here at the connection. I'll go ahead and start to move it around and see if we can't get past it. Yeah, because that's this right here. It just comes there and goes like straight up. Straight up, won't you tell me how to love me forever? Oh, oh, oh. Or are you just having fun? Like that? No? Crazy story, my wife, who actually can sing, on our honeymoon, we were on a cruise ship, and she doesn't like me telling this story, but I did beat her at a karaoke contest once singing Achy Breaky Heart. Because it's not about how well you sing, it's how well you entertain. Yep.
Painful.
I mean, if need be, I can pop this thing off and... Ow. Just when I said, hey, this is going so easy. Nice. Yeah. That's why you don't ever say that. I mean, how hard could it be?
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Plan B is just take it apart. We seem to be pretty good at that.
This is why Grizzly doesn't wear small gloves.
And the whole taking it apart is not really where my concern lies. It's the whole putting it back together thing. That's the tricky bit. We are going to pull this out because I think that's where we were getting. Yep, there it is. Sure enough. Stop. Don't go anywhere. Don't do anything.
How are you doing anything?
Where did this come out of? Huh. There's a little pin right there. Fell out from somewhere, and I don't know where that came from. That is what it was stopping on. Can you... There we go. See the little line that's poking up through the... It got stuck in that fitting. All right, go ahead. There it comes. Nice. Yay. This was the prop governor. And we are going to be full RPM, correct?
Correct.
All right, so I'm there.
All right, marked.
Yeah.
Yep. Pulling the cable out.
Line is right there. 158 inches exactly. That's 13 feet 2 inches. That is a long cable.
Yeah, 158.
158. Look at that! Got the belt buckle on a belt. That says 1982. Absolutely perfect. Now I'm not sure, maybe we need to do a giveaway on this belt here. Have to come up with a good contest. Maybe it's Sun and Fun or something like that. I don't know. Keep your eye out. We may have to come up with something to maybe the best clear prop. That could be kind of interesting. Yeah, let's start doing some clear prop tags, some videos of what you got going, and maybe we'll do a vote on it. Whoever has the best clear prop might have to send you a Miller High Life belt, and it still has the price tag of $2.25 on it from 1982 or maybe even earlier. That's pretty legit. That's pretty sweet. Awesome.
And I have that full rich.
Full rich. Yeah, we're ready. We're freaking takeoff right now, man. Let's go.
Kind of good. Clear prop.
This is the mixture. Oh, you want me to start it? Clear prop. I don't know. Let's go. Clear prop. Blue line. Well, blue line's on a twin. You got to be above blue line for your climb out speed, because that's your lowest speed for when you can still climb or maintain your altitude with one engine. That's what blue line is. Hey, there you go. You didn't know you were going to get small education. And the blue line on this is that knots or miles an hour? 110 miles an hour is blue line on this thing. Which one? You said this one was what? The mixture?
Mixture, yep.
Oh, stop. You're out. I was like, I heard it in here. Let's see that one. Go ahead and come back to you about 2 inches. On. A little more, a little more, a little more, a little more, and stop. We still got all the carpeting and insulation back there against the firewall that I think I'd like to go ahead and cut out and get rid of that too. I think there might be some mouse stuff there. Oh, there's a bunch of insulation up there. Is there any mice nests up there? Huh! I don't see any. Whew. Let's go measure another one. Yeah, here it comes. You can hear it pushing like gravel or something through.
Yeah, I keep cleaning all that gravel off every time I pull it back out.
Yeah, you can hear it's like crunch. Wonder what it would have been like to take this airplane and do like a full frame up on it. Take every nut and bolt out of it, every system, every wire out of it, all of it. Dip it, clean it, and man, that'd be years to get this airplane back going again. It would be an absolutely brand new airplane at that point, but man. I feel like we're actually doing something productive today.
Well,
It's just a smidge over 117, and I did have it a little bit long on my side. So
117.
117.
Sounds good.
I'd like to know in the comments from you airplane owners out there that have ever gone through making airplane parts. What kind of parts have you made? And you got any resources on where to find parts? Where's your best airplane part spot to find? Share it down in the comments below. Let everybody else know. Is this the last one?
Yes.
Nice.
So next week we should be able to fly this out again.
Yeah. Yes. Although, I mean, with the controls, that's what we need to be able to fire the engines up too.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of exciting. I'm pretty much just avoiding the wiring as much as possible. Unfortunately, that's the next thing that we got to do. There's no more getting around that, trying to push it off. It just has to get done, and it's going to be happening next. I think the only things that we have left to still figure out before we can fire it up and start testing systems is the electronics, is all the wiring mess that's in there. Yeah, not looking forward to that. That's gonna happen. Oh, I'm hearing stuff in here. Yeah, that sounds good. Shakes the whole airplane.
I'm marked.
Who's a what?
I'm marked.
All right. Yep, it's still good to go.
Retrieve it.
Go ahead and show us what. You need the gloves for the farm.
Yeah.
That farmers use to check like if their cows are pregnant or whatever.
For inseminations.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Hey, if you're a farmer or vet, I guess, or somebody that sticks your hand all the way shoulder deep into an animal,
send us some gloves.
I don't even know if I want to hear those comments. So, you know what? Never mind. I'm good. I'll be happy. All right, you got it?
Got it. That's me.
1, 2, 4. Exactly.
1, 2, 4.
124. So bring the camera on over. Let's see how far off our original measurements were to these. Originally, we measured 123, and now we measured 124, which is exactly what we thought because that was the cable length. This one, 156 to 158, 109 to 110,
104 to 110.
Oh, that's 104.
Yeah.
So that was 6 inches off. That's 110, I think, to 117. So that one was 7 inches. I don't remember. 128 to 130. So that was a good one. 38, 39. 112 to 116. So that's 4 inches. And then a 9 to a 10. Yeah, not too far off. But there was, 3 or 4 of them that were way off.
Yeah.
Time to make the phone call and get these cables made up. And hopefully, I think he said 1 or 2 business days and he'll be done. maybe by the end of the week we can get our cables back and start getting them put on. What do you think?
Sounds like a good Monday.
Monday. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it'd probably be that. Awesome. Yep, it's 117 inches. That's right, from hole to hole, not including the connectors on the end. Yep, stainless steel hardware. That's right. Okay, how long will it take to get these done? Really? That would be great. Oh, you can get these done in 2 days. Fantastic. Yes, yeah, let's go ahead and get it done. Awesome, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye. Good news! The shop that can build those cables can get them done in 2 days. That's fantastic. That's awesome. They meet all the requirements. They got stainless steel. They got all the cabling. The ends are the same. The heat conditions, all that stuff. Everything is 1,000 times better than what was on that airplane. Fantastic. Hallelujah. He didn't give me a quote on them, but the other cables were only about 200 bucks a piece. So that's even better. Man, there is a lot of freedom found whenever you live your life by the book. Neato, super duper. Look what we have. Cableage. We can go get some stuff working. We've got all 8 cables. Fantastic. Grizzly is going to love this because this was the last step that we needed to get those engines fired up. Hello, nurse. We just have to take out all the old stuff and then try to fit the new stuff and make sure that our measurements were correct and that this will fit through all the same passageways where the old one went. I mean, what could go wrong? As a special bonus, we got something hooked up. See our flaps underneath down here? We were able to find our crisscrossed cable was up in here in the fuselage, so we got it hooked up. We're gonna connect the battery, and if everything goes right, they both will go down together. Up together, yeah. Okay, no smoke anywhere. Stand clear of that prop. Is all the switches turned off?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead and battery switch on, and then your flap switch should come down. That's good?
Flap switch up.
Or yeah.
All right. Can I get a clear flap?
Hey! Oh, yeah, keep going all the way. All right! Closed all the way. Oh my goodness, that looks so fantastic! Yes, something is working! Yes! To be honest with you, my face is tingling a little bit. Something is actually working. I might cry. Okay, so it's almost all the way working, but the flaps work. Go ahead and take them down.
Take them down.
Look at that! Yes! Oh man, that's fantastic. Something works. Oh. Yeah. My name is Jimmy. This is Jimmy's World. I'm going home now before anything else happens. Bye-bye. See you later.